Sick and tired of the empty headlines, twisted words on the evening news. They sell you fiction, feed you their plan lines. Another screen, another point of view to lose. You're searching for something you can't believe in, someone to cut right through the noise. Steve's back and the message is clear. No turning back, erase all your fear. For broken systems, the truth we hold dear. Steve is bringing the future here. Welcome to the Steve Only Show.
Yeah. Oops. Forgot to turn on that light. Hold on. What's going on, everybody? We're back for round 2 tonight. We're going to cover the riotous behavior that's taking place across the country. That is weird. Oh, he must be restreaming someone's stuff. That's weird. That's weird. But anyway, there are protesters out. I gotta find the original feed because the feed that I'm watching is being jacked, it looks like, by someone that's not the actual content provider. And I like to provide the actual content to it. But anyway, what's going on, everybody? My name is Steve. We're here to show what's going on in the riotous behavior that's taking place across America. It does look like there's state police or sheriffs or somebody that's out in front of the Whipple building. I guess their job is to keep everybody on the sidewalks. No movement to the new office now. We're going to do it tomorrow. I didn't feel like doing it tonight. But yeah, today was a crazy day. We saw a bunch of different riotous behavior early on today, and now it doesn't look like it's going to be any different. This is Minneapolis, Minnesota. Protesters are currently out in front of the Whipple Federal Building. That's in Minnesota. We can listen in. I don't really want to, though. But
if they agree with what's going on, then they're wrong.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
I agree.
So I think this person's restreaming. So I think I gotta find the original feed because I think they're restreaming it. And it's weird because then you get commentary that doesn't belong on the stream, which is weird because this was the feed that I was watching prior to this. It's confusing me a little bit. But yeah, so they're out there protesting right now, and it's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy day. We watched a mob of morons chase someone around, or chase several people all around the city of Minneapolis today, beating them to a pulp. Let's just be honest. That's what happened. You can disagree with that person's politics or what they were saying and doing and all that stuff, which is understandable, but it doesn't give you the right to try to kill them. And that's personally what I believe we saw today. If any of you guys do see any feeds, send it to me on X at Steve Oatley. But I'll keep this one muted. I think the stream is being ripped from somebody else because I just see it's commentary. It's showing someone come in from the side of the screen, which is just odd. So, and they're providing other commentary in it, which is peculiar because they were live earlier and there was none of that commentary going on. But you guys couldn't see that happen anyway, but it's weird. I'm perplexed. Let me see if on Twitter there's some other feeds. But this is outside of the Whipple building currently. So Jake, what's his last name? Jake Lamb? No, Jake something. He's a January 6th protester that was pardoned under Trump. And he's been leading these protests, these anti-Islam protests, where he's trying to burn the Quran or he's throwing pork at Muslim people, and I don't know. I don't understand the rationale behind doing that. Jake Lang, yeah. I don't understand the rationale behind doing that, but it still doesn't justify someone getting brutally beaten. And that's precisely what was happening. And he got beaten up pretty bad and was left bloody and escaped into a Tesla that it looks like he just jumped in some random person's car and was like, please get me out of here. Get me out of here. And so they did. And then later on, we saw another guy that was beaten up and it looked like he was hit over the head with some object. He had a lot of blood on the side of his face and he fled in a car. They tried to say that they hit someone. We watched that live. I didn't see him hit anybody. Nor did I see anyone injured to signify that he hit anybody. So I got a feeling that's just horse shit. And they're, trying to do stupid stuff. But Mercado, apparently Andrew Mercado, who's a live streamer out in these things, he's a radical leftist. Apparently when he first started live streaming, he tried to get in with conservatives. They wouldn't have him. He tried to get in with the super lefties. They wouldn't have him either. And so he just kind of fell into his own bullshit of streaming. I do grab his feed and I grab a lot of other people's feed when I provide commentary over those feeds. And apparently he's gotten mad at it because he's gotten so much publicity for reading off the ICE agents' personal identifying information that was stolen from the police car that they ransacked. And he said because I guess my overlay cut off his watermark and he was really, really mad about it. So I made a new watermark for him. So if he does go live later on, you'll be able to see his watermark on his live stream in addition to the added portions of it, which are quite creative if you ask me. Let me see. I don't know how you search for live videos on X. Which I don't know how you do that. I don't know how to do that. That's weird. I'm back earlier than expected. Yeah, because I thought I saw something going on. And apparently I was wrong. But now I'm committed and I went live anyway, so I have no choice. It does look like the Minnesota National Guard is staged nearby in case it does get a little crazier. I think it's very cold still there in Minneapolis. Let's see what the temp is. Temp in Minneapolis. So it's currently 6 degrees in Minneapolis. I don't know, man. I don't know if we'll see a lot. But as you can see by this video, currently the sheriff's office, the Hennepin County Sheriffs are out here, and they're essentially parked bumper to bumper, blocking these protesters from entering the front of the federal building, which is a wise choice. By doing that, what they're doing is they're keeping the protesters so they can peacefully protest on their side of the road, and they're keeping federal ICE agents from having to react to protesters entering federal property. So that, to me, that's a very good deterrent to what could possibly otherwise turn out to be a really bad night. And so I'm impressed to see that. It does appear that the Hennepin County sheriffs that are out there, they're not like in full riot gear or anything like that. And they're having conversations with some of the protesters. But what you see right here is a bunch of morons. This is called the mating dance of retards. And you got to say retards so it's acceptable to say. But yeah, and then they're all going to go back home and shoot meth and do all that stuff while they live in their parents' basements. That's what they do. We've been watching these kind of weird mating dances for the past 5 years. And we'll continue to see these kind of weird mating dances for the next 5 years because frankly, they're weird people and there's no other explanation for it. See, that was pretty good. I did good there. I was really impressed with myself. So apparently Mercado Media is live out there now too. And I'll show you his feed, which is here. And then I'll switch over to the Twitter overlay so you guys can see him. And I do, as everyone can see, very clear, his watermark. That's really his watermark that's on there. That's his watermark. That's not me coming up with something incredibly creative to say, fuck you, Mercado. But that's his watermark And it's a true definition of his artistic ability for covering these streams. So so if anyone, because I know earlier he asked that people report streams that are restreaming him that do not have the watermark. So I would like everybody that is a Mercado snitch to be like, Steve has your watermark and it's on there and it's very creative. And yeah. And so his watermark is on here, so he can't try to copyright me, even though he couldn't anyway. It doesn't work that way. He's like, oh, the watermark's not on here, so the copyright's not valid. That's not how it works, dude. I've been doing this a long time. Anyway, but as you can see, his watermark's on there. So every time I go to Mercado's feed, I will make sure that I'm displaying his customary watermark on his page. Just because I wanna be fair and give it where it's supposed to go. And then whoops, I pressed the wrong button again. Hello. Press my commercial. But anyway, so here we go. Now we're live again. Someone said, hi, Portland Andy. Yeah, you're on here. And hey, Portland Andy, you restream too. Mercado said he's going to copyright strike anybody that doesn't have his watermark displayed on their feeds. So make sure you do something similar to save yourself from frivolous copyright strikes, even though it's all covered by fair use, because you and I both provide awesome commentary. But anyway, this is outside of Minnesota's Whipple Federal Building. Local Hennepin County sheriffs are parked bumper to bumper to keep the protesters on their side of the road and to keep ICE agents on their side of the road. In all reality, it's for the safety of the protesters, because you would think that the ICE agents would be losing, like the novelty would be wearing off on just, this stupid volley of bullshit back and forth between these morons. And hopefully that is coming to a conclusion soon, because every now and then you'll see a protester that'll get a little close and they'll try to, go in between. And I don't know. We'll see. That in all reality, if they can't go after the ICE agents, they're going to start going after the sheriffs, which I'm curious to see how that all plays out later. We saw a bunch of violence and a bunch of violent people, and they had tear gas and weapons and batons and all sorts of shit that they're using to attack the people downtown earlier today. Most likely those guys are refueling with some crystal meth and some heroin and whatever other things that they do to pass the time, which I don't even understand how they afford that stuff, because they probably don't work. So I don't know. It's very peculiar. Someone said the watermark is missing. No, this isn't his feed. So the watermark is not missing. So his feed is on a different one. So I have multiple feeds. That's the difference between me and some other restreamers. I switch full screen, but I go to multiple feeds. There is no watermark on this feed. This one is chiosfolos.gr. That's this live stream that I have on right now. It's not Mercado's feed. So with that said, I'll try to find other feeds as they come and go. Someone said, does anyone remember the boxes that Steve used to sell? They had t-shirts and stuff inside those. You miss those? Gina, do you miss them? Well, Gina, I've got news for you. I have a special limited swag of the week bundle available today. It's there's a link for it right now if you'd like it. It's the You Spit We Hit collection. You guys want to see this? Because it's very, very, very amazing. So this is a You Spit We Hit collection. It comes with a You Spit We Hit t-shirt, watching with Steve since 2020, a You Spit We Hit coffee mug, and 12 ounces of the You Spit We Hit dark ground roast coffee from the reemergence of Pure Truth Coffee. Oh, here's the copyright disclaimer that I was researching just to make sure I was still covered, and they haven't changed that. You never know. Under Biden, they change a lot of stuff, so I wanted to make sure. But yeah, there you go. But everyone could buy that. And to be honest, if I sell like 40 more of those, like I'm good. I can like cover protests for the rest of the week. People say, what is the point of this protest? Nobody knows. I guess they're protesting they're protesting ICE conducting their lawful enforcement responsibilities that they have as ICE agents under bills, the Immigration and Nationalization Act of 1953 and 1965 and 1993 or 8. I don't remember which one. All of those acts that were passed primarily by Democrats or signed into law by Democrats, which gives ICE the right to uh, to enforce our immigration laws. That's the truth. It gives them the right to enforce the immigration laws. So what these guys are doing is they're protesting the fact that ICE is enforcing the laws that our government Democrats signed into law like 70 years ago, which essentially mean that, hey, if you're here in the United States, you must be legal in the United States. Other than that, you're subject to immediate removal. They don't need a warrant to do it. That's where a lot of people are like, oh, you need a warrant to do it. You don't need a warrant, thanks to that bill. Again, that was signed into law by Democrats. Do you know what I mean? And that's the truth. I mean, that's the truth. Everybody can get really, really pissed off at it, but that's the truth. And they don't believe in actually like protesting or doing things the right way. Like, how do you change laws? Do protests go out and change laws, or is it lawmakers change laws? Lawmakers do, right? So I would agree with protesting outside of Democrats' offices if you're trying to get them to pass new laws to change the immigration laws that they set and that they put into place initially, but they don't. They don't want to do that. But yeah. If I had money, I would. My property tax went up like $600. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Property tax is up everywhere, isn't it? I think ours went up too. I don't even know. ICE killed an innocent person, said Maximilian Musk. Well, and listen, I gave a pretty good analogy yesterday, and I'll do it again, and maybe I'll do it on the hour every hour, okay? So you can say that she was innocent, but many people, half of the country, that can think rationally and can think cognitively and that can use their brains can understand that a vehicle coming towards someone is considering a threat is considered a threat, especially when the person is fleeing from law enforcement, especially when the person was known to law enforcement, especially when the person was blocking law enforcement vehicles long before, especially when the person was engaged in criminal activities to alert ICE detain or people that ICE was searching for, that ICE was in the area, right? So you could come under the conclusion based on all of those things that I just said right there are 100% fact. None of that is made up. None of that is conjecture. It's all fact. We know she was part of ICE Watch. We know she was trailing the ICE agents in an effort to block their vehicles. We know that she was blocking the vehicles prior to the shooting. We know that because, well, the video, the whole thing, which you may not have seen, actually shows it all. And then she revved her vehicle. Even though the tires were turned away, the vehicle lurched forward. Any person in their right mind that would perceive that a vehicle fleeing from arrest, which she was at that point, they were ordering her out of the car, which is a lawful order. The officer made the decision to shoot. He shot once through the windshield. Everybody keeps saying, oh, he shot through the side window. He shot through the windshield. That's why there was a bullet hole in the windshield. And then he fired twice more because that's what police officers are trained to do. They're not trained to shoot once and then hope that they hit their target. They're told to shoot through their target and continue shooting until that target is no longer a threat. That is what that police officer did. You can argue about whether or not it was justified or what, but all of that's irrelevant because in all reality, the justification lies into what that officer was facing at that moment. Many people with right minds can look or a normal way of thinking, a cognitive, like an unbiased approach can honestly see that and then make the conclusion. Now, here is where the problem in the fracture in America comes. And I've said this a couple of times. I said it to my wife, and I think I've said it twice during these live streams. And I want all of you guys to do this. I have a couple of 100 people, 800 people on social media that are watching this right now across all platforms. This is what I would like you to do. All right. And this is a cognitive exercise. I want you to take a still image. So imagine you have her in the police car looking like she's trying to get away, just whatever, her facial expression that, oh shit, I'm getting arrested. I got to get away. Freeze that. Now you have an officer in front of the vehicle, right? He hasn't pulled his gun yet. He didn't pull his gun until the vehicle started rolling. First, it went back. And this is what a lot of people miss. He was behind the car when the car went in reverse. He started walking around the front of the car. His partner was trying to place her under arrest. He's the one that's like, get the fuck out of the car. And he's reaching in to try to get him. The officer is coming around the front of the car to assist him because when he was behind the car already went in reverse. Anyway, so imagine the cop is in front of the car with his hand on his gun. And he's got his other arm with a phone out, right? And then she's panicked in the car. Take that still image, right? And use the officer that's on the passenger or driver's side window trying to pull her out. That's a still image. Now, if you're looking at that still image in your view, who do you give the benefit of the doubt to? Do you give the benefit of the doubt to the officer that's in front of the vehicle? Just at that picture, who do you think is right? Who do you think is the one that is yeah, I mean, the benefit of the doubt, the easiest way for me to say, not knowing what happened. Like, imagine you don't know that he fired the shot, not knowing anything. Who would you be biased towards? Would you be more biased towards the woman in the car, or would you be more biased towards the officer that's in front of the vehicle? Right? To me, my bias is towards the officer in front of the vehicle. Why? Because I support law enforcement, and I don't think an officer is going to pull the trigger unless he feels like it's absolutely necessary to do so. I know for a fact that there's many other people that their bias lies with the woman. They think no matter what the scenario is, the woman that's in the car is innocent. And that's the problem, is half of our country is so fractured that half of our country views the person in the car as the one that's innocent, notwithstanding all the facts, the factual background. And when you are so conditioned to think that one way, it's very easy to assume that everything else that you're being told, the fact that she was part of this ICE watch, the fact that she was following around officers, the fact that her wife was out of the car, the mainstream media or CNN, they tried to say that she was driving her kid, or she dropped her kid off and she was just on her way home and there was nothing else, that she was doing. She wasn't part of ICE watch. And that's it. Someone said you ignored 100 messages for one message. Yeah. So I have 800 plus people watching, and my chat shows every single platform all in one long chat. So I'm going to miss 100 messages. And to be honest, I choose to answer which ones I want to answer because that's how I rock and roll. My bias is with law enforcement because I do not think law enforcement is going to go out and deliberately try to harm or kill people. I think that because 7,200 people die at the hands of vehicles every year, 7,200 pedestrians are killed by vehicles and vehicles driven by other people every single year in America. In 2022 is like 72,000 or 7,240 or 7,241, I think is what the actual number was. They were all killed by people. They were pedestrians killed by vehicles. So clearly a vehicle is a deadly weapon. That is already figured out. We know it's a deadly weapon. So the cop had a reasonable doubt that this person who was fleeing from arrest was going to hit him because he was in front of the vehicle. And so he fired his shot. You know what I mean? Someone said these two have been going off for you for the whole thing. Well, it's fine. Just ignore them. Or if my mods are in there, just mute people if they get super annoying. We don't need to. We don't need to have. Let me see. I don't have time to go back and forth and do this stuff. But Gina Marie, you are a moderator because you became someone. Sergeant Tripod is in here. Ephemera said, we own you. I don't even know what the fuck that means. You own who? That's stupid. I know a lifesaver, obey the law. Yeah, that's true. And guys, we won't like ban you or block you permanently. We will give you a timeout if you're just being stupid. Like if you want to have a rational conversation around something, I have no problem doing that. In fact, that's the whole reason I do this show, is to try to have a rational conversation around something. But if you're going to just be stupid, there's no point in you being here because it's not going to go. And we'll start with really small timeouts and we'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger as the time goes. But someone said, glad you're back doing what you love. I don't know if I love it. I think I'm pretty good at it, but I don't think I love it. But Gina Marie, yeah, you are a moderator. Someone said, if you really watch when she backed up and turned the car, she put him directly in front of the vehicle. Yeah, I mean, everyone could see the video. Everyone could see the video. That's the truth. It doesn't matter what anyone else believes. Everybody saw the video. What really surprised me, someone said, why are you not getting any donations? Because I plugged it once and they're not donations. And because most of my viewers know I don't want people to contribute on social media. I want them to contribute. And I haven't even put the link out there for the support link. Here's the link for the support link, just in case people do want to support the stream. But I'll be honest, I went live earlier today and I did pretty well. So to me, it's about just providing content, and someone said, what's your problem with me? I don't know. What's with the capital letters, bruh? Insurrection Act of Marines and then the National Guard. I do think the Inspiration Act. That's what we should call it. We should call it the Inspiration Act instead of the Insurrection Act, and where we're inspiring people to actually act like humans, act like, Americas. Bernier Holmes said only 491 used to have 5,000. I never, maybe a couple of times I had 5,000 people watching at once, but no, I haven't. And I took a 2-year hiatus. I stopped covering politics and stopped doing live streams altogether for 2+ years because I was working as an executive for a logistics firm and they didn't want me making content. And to be honest, I needed a little break from it. Bernier home. Yeah. See, I'll even jump in this thing. Let's put you in let's do a 5-minute timeout for you. You've been a bad little bitch. There you go. But why didn't she comply and get out of the car? Yeah, I don't know. And that's an answer that none of us can answer. She may have been afraid. She may have thought she could have ran. Like, who knows, man? I really don't know. I think it's tragic that an American died. I really do. I think it's tragic that an American passed away. I hate it, actually. I hate the fact that it happened because it sucks, dude. It sucks. Someone said that was only because of the lockdowns. The viewers were so high for every 5. Yeah. And to be honest, I'm super content with what I have now. I'm super content. I got 500 viewers on YouTube. I've got a couple hundred on Facebook. I've got a bunch on my own platform that I own and manage. I'm good, dude. I'm not, listen, it's happy. I'm providing an outlet where people don't have to watch like a bunch of Democrats, or I don't even want to call them Democrats, a bunch of weirdos. They don't have to watch a bunch of weirdos just talk shit. It won't even let me skip that ad. That's weird. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Steve's rules since 2020. But yeah. It's funny when people are like, why aren't you getting donations? Who fucking cares? Who cares? If you want me to make donations, contribute. if you don't. I don't ask people to do it. Well, yeah, I do, but but that's also just because I can take, I can have a nice lazy week next week. Not lazy, but I could be in my new office, finally move in and do everything I need to do without I forgot to tell you. So how I told you I hired a new driver this week and he ran and then he wanted more money and then he ended up quitting on me because I wouldn't pay him more than $1,000 a week. The fucking dude cracked the windshield. I went to return the truck today and it's got a cracked windshield. And I texted him. I said, when did the windshield crack? He's like, you told me. I didn't know it was cracked. I'm like, what an ass, dude. So now I'm going to have to pay for a broken windshield. I think the asset-based side of my trucking business, I think I'm shutting it down, to be completely honest. I got one owner op. I'll have to figure out something to do with him. But it's just not, like, when shit goes wrong, boy, it goes wrong. I don't know. Someone said, the guy never stopped talking. No, I try not to. I like to talk a lot. Who was that? Maximilian, you're annoying me too. I'm putting you in a 5-minute timeout. I love that. I'm on a power trip. Whatever. But yeah. So right now we're watching this protest. We could swap over and see what's his face's thing if he's live somewhere. Here he is. Let me make sure I got the overlay correct. We got to make sure we have his overlay on here because he's really, he really cares about his overlay. It's really weird because this looks like the same damn feed, but he wasn't even live initially, doesn't it? They must be standing right next to each other almost. But so there, make sure I have his overlay going. Silver is $82 per ounce. Protesting reflects some of the lowest tier and quality of people within the U.S. They are so deranged they think any of this is actually going to encourage change on a mass. But here's something that happened too already. Is a lot of people. Oops, I just pressed the wrong button. A lot of people think it's gonna work because it kind of did in 2020 with all the riots and all that shit. Kind of worked. Jake Long said on X, he said he was stabbed. Yeah, I mean, technically the act of stabbing, possibly. But he also said it stopped it stopped with this vest, and his vest was stolen. So there's no proof of that. I to be honest, I think I even said that in the live stream. I'm like, someone is going to stab him because they could get away with it. There's hundreds of people there. They wouldn't be able to catch him, you know? So, but apparently he's okay. He's not bad. Someone said, "Where's the book?" That's something that's been a work in progress for a long time. I'm still gonna write one, but now I think I'm gonna write one about my life. I've had a rather interesting life altogether, and I think I'm gonna write about it. Usually, people write about it right before they run for office, right? I think so. Someone said Mercado is a Fed. I don't know. Jake Lang would be dead if a few leftists hadn't helped him. Yeah. It was horrible. I watched it live. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad. The Mercado overlay. Yeah. No, that's his actual overlay. I didn't customize that at all. That's him. It's literally on his stream. That's what it says. He may actually be modifying his overlay on his stream, and he should probably copyright himself for altering his overlay, but nope, that's his true overlay right there. So Emilio said, "Do I ever pause between sentences?" Yeah, I just did actually when I was reading your stupid ass comment. You like that? Mercado spelled backwards is douche canoe. Yeah. 5-minute timeout for you. Now you get a 5-minute pause between me talking. How about that? Be glad you left Virginia. Spanberger's about to ruin our state. I know. Didn't she just sign? What'd she sign? She signed some executive order into law today. I think I saw that does something. I don't remember what it was. His overlay right now is Mercado Media. Yeah, Mercado Media is a bitch. Yep. That's what the overlay is. You know? So it's funny because people don't understand they don't understand what I'm doing. They don't understand. That's not his real overlay. He was bitching about people grabbing his stream and not giving him credit for it. So I'm making sure everybody knows I'm giving him credit. That literally draws your eyes right to it. So everybody can see I'm giving him credit for his stream. People don't get it. Wonder what happened to the CJ streamer. I don't know, dude. You know, I found out some shit about him too, which I'm not a big fan of. But hopefully he's doing well. I think he was a nice guy. Can I get a 5-minute timeout? God said no. Mr. P. Flyer, you're a moderator too. You've been around for a long time too. Yeah, if anyone says anything stupid, just give them 5-minute timeouts. The YouTube mods, just be free in doing it. People say I talk too much, 5-minute timeout. Like you can give a 1-second timeout. I don't even know what the purpose is there. But yeah, you're the best, Steve. Either you're fast or slow. Yeah. Status quo is Alco or Beatrice. Can I post the link for the bundle? Sure. So we're right now we're just kind of chilling. We're watching as a happy Yeet family and seeing what's going on. It's still pretty mellow. I don't know if anything's really going to pop off here with these county police officers there or county sheriffs. I really don't know if much will happen here because they're blocking the protesters. They're preventing the protesters from crossing the road. They are bumper to bumper. So they're not able to go over. It's really cool. Look at these lights. They're completely in sync between the two vehicles. Isn't that rad? Oh, you can't see the other one because of my face. Watch. Whoops. Look, watch this and this. They're in sync. I don't know. I find amusement in some weird shit, but that's pretty cool. Someone said, why go into a chat? Yeah, I don't know. Someone said, you can't hear me over what Mercado. That's because you're playing it in your own link. The sound is off with Mercado. I can see the system audio that's coming through my system, and there's no system because I have his tab muted. So you're listening to his stream, hearing it, and then watching me too. That's funny. Do you know if there will be counter protesters? I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt there would be counter protesters. Can you switch your face and the background video sizes, please? Nah. No, we'll watch these stupid signs. But I don't think he's streaming at the current time, but Aaron Emilite has been streaming live at the protest in Minneapolis on his Steel Tone morning show. Oh, really? Has he been there? That's pretty cool. Do you think waving an all-black American flag would bother them? I don't know. I don't know. Someone said, deport Mercado. He's a U.S. citizen. That would be kind of hard to do. I do think we should let people go. Do you know what I mean? If people find that the rules and the laws and everything in this country are so bad that they feel the need to go out and attack our federal officers, why don't we extend the same courtesy we did to the illegal immigrants that were here and give them $3,000 and a plane ticket to wherever they want, and then they renounce their citizenship and they no longer can live here? I don't know why we just don't do that. I don't know why we just don't do that. Wouldn't that be like a super nice thing to do? I think that would be a super nice thing to do. A lot of these people would probably love the opportunity. Get $3,000 to go to some third world country. That would be the only way I'd be okay spending taxpayer dollars on that, is if they were sent to one of the third world countries. Maybe one of the 75 countries that we just banned temporary protected status. Like, send them to one of those, like Somalia or something like that. I think that's a good idea. You know, I think that's a good idea. You need a timeout buzzer. No, if someone contributes to the stream and then follow, here's the thing. If you click this link, this support link, you're going to go to my website, the new one, steveoatley.com/support. You're going to go to that website. Once you click on a support amount, and then it opens in a new window. Once you finalize that, don't go back, but go to the tab that was previously open, and then you could type in a message that'll display on the screen. It's pretty cool. I built it from scratch. I got to make it look a little bit neater, and I want it to say yeet yeet instead of the wahoo thing it does, but whatever. What did that say? It said, these are not federal agents. These guys are thugs like German SA, and their raids are Gestapo-like. No, they're actually federal law enforcement. ICE is federal law enforcement, and I think the ICE was set up in, 2002, 2003, and the powers that are granted to them are passed in 1953 and 1965, and then again in like the early 1990s. So 1953, Democrat. I think it was, who was it? Lyndon B. Johnson or something like. No, that was in 60. But it was a Democrat. Truman, I believe, in the first one, Democrat. The next variation of that, the Immigration and Nationalization Act, was in 1963 or 65. Democrat president signed that into law, and then the last variation of that was under George Bush the first, and that was a bipartisan bill, and it was signed by George W. Bush. So I don't know why so many people are like, oh, it's not lost. That all the powers that ICE gets, and the fact that they're going after people that are here illegally, all of those powers are they're regulations and laws. That's what they're doing, is they're going after laws. You know what I mean? They're going after people that are breaking the law. It's very simple. It's very simple. Someone said, how many entries? You buy a lot of coffee. I don't know what that means. Send in the IRS. Steve needs a puppy. Steve has 3 dogs. I've got 2 pit bulls and an Aussie Doodle, who's bigger than both of the pit bulls. I thought it was going to be a smaller dog. Someone said, yeah, but their members are trained less than 8 weeks. I don't know if that's true either. Let's see. Because I've seen a bunch, like 4 weeks. How long are ICE agents trained? Let's see. ICE agent has varied, with reports indicating it was around 22 weeks, but significantly reduced in recent years to as short as 6 to 8 weeks, around 47 days, focusing on core skills like firearms, tactics, immigration law before field deployment, although current lengths depend on specific ICE office and role, i.e. HSI versus Arrow. That is kind of crazy. But federal, that's kind of crazy. But not really. I mean, for me to get my EMT license, it was what, a month or 6 weeks? I don't know. For Fire Academy was, granted, it wasn't like a full-time Fire Academy for Fire 1, Fire 2, and Wildland Fire 1, Fire 2, and Hazmat and Hazwhopper and all that shit. That's like 3 months or 2. It's only 1 month if you go full-time. So again, it's kind of the same thing, you know? HSI still involves functional training plus an additional 13 weeks of agency-specific program at HSI Academy after basic FLETC, totaling around 25 weeks. So I don't know what the truth is, but let's see how long how long is, because I knew someone that was a federal law enforcement officer and he was gone for 2 weeks. Or no, sorry, 2 months. The FBI is 18 weeks. Older courses were 20 weeks. Some accelerated programs for officers can be 9 weeks. The renowned FBI National Academy for current law enforcement leaders is a 10-week residential program. So, did ICE deport your neck? No, I'm wearing a sweatshirt, dummy. It's a hoodie. So, nice try. They make $48,000 a year. Who does? ICE? No, ICE makes more than that. Plus, they got sign-on bonuses and all that stuff. Do I still talk to Loza? No, not much anymore. I did after his diagnosis and all that stuff, but I wasn't live streaming anymore. Mods are going to have a long... Are they muting a lot of people there? Probably. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Well, good for them. Good for them. Car rammers, 0 weeks. I love you have that hoodie. Nice. Yeah, this is a good one. This is the old Wake Up America podcast hoodie. It's a little small, to be honest. Typically, I wear a 3X hoodie. This one's 2X, so it's like short on the waist. But must be hot. It's actually cold in here. That's why I'm wearing a hoodie. Because I think it's only like 20. Let's see how cold it is here. It's pretty cold here. Let me see. I don't even remember how to do that. Was it right there? Yeah. It's 44, but it feels like 37. So it's cold. Have the trolls trophy for the funniest troll comment? Yeah. Where's April? She's got a regular job. She's doing stuff, enriching young minds, changing lives. So, I mean, she's a real success story. She went on to college, and then I think she got a master's, and she's doing well. She may pop in. She does occasionally. If you guys want to support the stream, the link is in the chat. The left hates it. So after you do it, I read it aloud, and then the left goes nuts. Like all my haters, they'll get mad. I'm just saying. It's true. Scientifically proven to be true. Democrats are teaching children that they shouldn't vote for people who were found guilty of felonies and were found liable for sexual abuse, and it's completely insane and it's sickening, someone said. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's got a gaming channel now. Boo. Whatever. Here's another feed. Oh, so they're ripping Mercado's stream. That's funny. So they're zoomed in on his feed. There we go. Yeet, good sheet. Thank you, man. So they're this feed. So they've been doing that all day. That's funny. So they've been grabbing his feed all day, and this page is definitely cutting out his watermark and everything. Because they're way zoomed in. Because if you look at the two differences, the difference of this one, which I have his watermark right there. Yeah, that's funny. So I guess I gotta find some other feeds. Hold on, I'm refreshing it. I guess I gotta find some other feeds. I don't want to listen to the sound though. Someone said F Donald Trump. That's stupid. I think someone placed an order who did that woohoo woohoo one, but for some reason I didn't get the payment for it. So let me double check that. James. Because I will match all the payments. So James placed the order, but I don't think you've paid yet. So don't forget to do that unless that was you. Nope, that wasn't you. But yeah, because Steven and James. Steven was on the earlier show today. I didn't get a payment from you. Someone said, who's trolling? But Mercado talks like he don't make sense half the time. Yeah, I don't know. Who's the van? Oh, you think Trump will be vice president? Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. And he was blaming you for cutting off the watermark. He should be mad at that guy. Yeah, in all reality, you guys saw that was an accident. I didn't actually mean to be doing it. And so now the watermark is on there. And hopefully he seems happy about that. But it was an accident because I hadn't been live streaming in a long time. and to be honest, I was way zoomed in on the video and I didn't want to be. But that's why some of the other ones, remember I kept saying it looks like it's zoomed in. So that's why. Someone said Cam is live. So let me go see if I can find his live stream. He's not live. What's he live on YouTube? Because he's not live on Twitter. Let me see. Yeah, he's live on YouTube. Hold on, let me get rid of the question. What's the deal with Mercado Media? He's a crybaby. So, just a crybaby. And he wanted to make sure everyone displays his watermark. So I made sure to do that. I made sure to display his watermark. But this is Cam Higby's live stream. Now I'm hot. So you guys started talking about it. Angie with the $10. Thank you. IRT Media just went live on YouTube. So I'll try to find his after. But let me find his. Wrong page. Is IRT an actual live streamer though? Is that IRT? Oh, I did it backwards. Or is he a restreamer like I am? No, he's actually out there. He's not live. Yes, he is. I take that back. Oh, I've watched his live streams before. I've watched his live streams. So there's that one. Here's this one. This Cam Higby one, he's a conservative. So I'll have some audio on for him.
Fuck us up. Immediately, they got these fucking dudes. Fucking scum. Fucking pussy. Fuck got your goddamn face covered like fuck you or something, son. What the fuck you doing?
I won't be able to listen to the sound that much. Quincy went live. All right, I'll grab that too. Quincy.
Name and badge number, deputy. You gotta give it up.
So is it the same loudmouth guy from last night? So oh, his stream is clear today, but it's so laggy. I don't know why. IRT is Taco Joe? I don't think so. Someone said, am I still in logistics? Yeah, so I own a trucking company presently, an auto brokerage, and a logistics firm. So I have three different companies. I left my role. I was an executive with a trucking company here in Chattanooga for the past 2 years, and I decided that I was going to go out on my own and do my own thing. So I started a trucking company. We haul cars for dealers, and then an auto brokerage to be able to handle cars that are outside of the radius that we do with our own assets. And then like a logistics consulting. I also have a company where we design websites and custom software. And that's called otrinsights.com. You can see that if you want to request a project. I pretty much am willing to build anything. I really want a challenge. I built our back end auto transport software. I built the Steve Oatley website and did all that stuff. I built a dispatch software for the auto side as well. I really like doing it. It's fun. It's fun. But yep. Steve, can you hold on? What do you say? Steve can only use sound on recorded, not live. I can use sound. I don't want to listen to it. Like, in all reality, I don't like listening to the protests. Anyone who's been watching me for a really long time, you know that. I don't like listening to it. It's just annoying to me. It actually makes it so I burn out of doing this quicker. So, an OnlyFans site, no, I don't do that. No, it's like custom software, like CRMs. Like if you want a custom CRM, say you own landscaping business and you're trying to get new business and you're paying for leads and you need some sort of system that can process those leads and auto quote. Like that's the auto software I built. It basically can get leads in through Facebook or whatever means that you're advertising on and get those leads directly in, auto quote the shipment and send them a live quote that then they could book through a Stripe integration. So it's pretty cool. I had one offer to sell it, to buy it, but then the guy, I just didn't like him. I thought he was a little sketchy, so I bowed out of that deal. And now I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it. Maybe I'll do it myself. I don't know. Maybe I'll make it and just hire a bunch of independent agents to deal with stuff. I don't know. I haven't decided. But is the new California law on truckers a bad law that passed? I don't know which one you're talking about. Are you talking about where they're not suspending the license of the 18,000 illegal CDLs? That's pretty bad. That's a pretty bad one because we have illegal citizens driving 18,000 pound missiles across the country. It's pretty bad. If that's what you're talking about. Someone said, all we hear is idiotic cursing anyway. Not like we'll learn anything. I know. And if stuff does pop up or it does get crazy or it looks like there's an interview that I may want to listen to, I do unmute the stream, but I tend not to. Unless stuff starts going crazy. Sometimes you have to, or I'll keep it low on my end so I can hear what is, because sometimes you can hear when stuff is going to happen in advance. This stream is the BC Preacher on YouTube. I've known this guy since I started doing all this stuff. He's a good dude and he's out here hustling. So if you do want to support a stream out there, you can support mine if you want, but also support his stream. He's a good guy. Now you can see they're releasing a protester that was likely arrested today. So they release protesters the same way this guy is doing. They also release detainees. So people that they've detained, like yesterday, we saw a Portuguese guy that did not speak any English, but clearly he was here legally and they let him off. They let him out into the street. I was upset by the fact that they let him out in like a long sleeve t-shirt kind of and pants. And it was like 4 degrees. And I don't think they should be doing that. I think they should at least provide, but that's my belief. But yeah, BC Preacher is old school. Yes, sir. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And he's out here and you guys definitely fund him to be able to go to these events. So I do encourage you to support his stream if you can. And typically I'll throw him something. Like if he's out here and his stream stays up live, I'll probably keep him up. And then if I make some money during the stream, I'll send him a super chat. That's usually what I do because I do appreciate streamers. I've made the mistakes and sent super chats to lefty streamers. Like there was one I sent $100 to because we watched his video for a long time. And then right after that, he was like, fuck you cops. And I was like, what? No, I was so mad that I did it. I was so mad. And I did it live. So everybody saw that I just gave some lefty $100. I was so mad. I was so mad. But yeah. So right now, what we're watching is we're watching live protests outside of the Whipple Federal Building in Minneapolis. Now, this is where protests have been taking place every single night. Typically, federal officers, the local sheriffs, they're not there. They were there last night, but they only came to put out fires and they left pretty quick. Today, there's a different strategy, which I think is pretty smart. Someone made the call to send the sheriffs there, bumper to bumper, blocking and essentially keeping the passengers off, or the passengers, keeping the protesters out of the road and away from the entrance to the federal building. Because every time they would get closer and closer to the entrance, they would then block the entrance, and then the federal officers had to come out. And so by the sheriff's department doing this, it's keeping the federal officers from having to come out, which I just think is beneficial. I think it's a good thing. They said they were sending someone to fix it, but who knows? I don't know what you're talking about. The Learning Center. Yeah, I think they covered up the name and then got a new sign. I do believe they got a new sign. If anyone is looking for the bundle, because I haven't put it up in a few minutes, we do have, so the way I do it now is I created a new site. First off, you'll see it down below there, steveoatley.com. That is just a site where you can watch the stream. There's a chat built in there. You could chat about whatever you want. There's a forum nobody uses, but you can use it if you want. I do these written rants. I haven't written one in a couple of weeks because I've been super busy, but I'll start doing that again this week, where it's just a written rant. It's a written opinion piece. And I've got a couple on there. And then I do a swag of the week, right? So this week is a bundle. I'm calling it the You Spit, We Hit bundle. It's got a police officer punching a protester who's spitting. And it comes with a t-shirt, a coffee mug, and a limited edition You Spit, We Hit dark roast in ground coffee. It's not whole bean, unfortunately. It's just ground. It's easier for me to manage when I'm placing all the orders. So if you do want to get that to support this stream, I make about $10 per bundle. Full disclosure, I'm not getting rich off of it, but I know a lot of people like to get the swag, and all of that says watching with Steve since 2020. So I do expect everyone that's been watching since the beginning to buy a bundle and support your boy, support me, so I can keep doing the live streams every single day, next week, probably on Monday. So this bundle's only available this weekend, and then it's gone. And then I think I'm going to do the Yeet Eat mug, the old one where it just simply says Yeet Eat on it. I don't know if it'll be a bundle or just a Yeet Eat mug. And the reason I want to do that is because I broke both of my mugs, so I want one. Still have the Back to Blue Tuesday shirts. I had a couple, but I think I finally just threw away the last ones because all of mine were 2X. And I'm a 3X now, so I don't fit into those. So I ended up keeping them for a long time in case I stop lifting weights. And I decided that that's not going to happen. I'm just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. And as long as my weight stays good at 275, I'll just keep, my shoulders are wider, my chest is bigger, all that stuff. But that's because of testosterone, and that's because of the difference in workout. So I'm not doing as much powerlifting as I'm doing heavy lifting. Indigo Arena. I don't know. Who knows how many kids he has? That's his business, not mine. And not yours, unless he talks about it. Hopefully a lot. I think families with lots of kids are great. I wish I had more kids. my wife won't do it. So I always wanted a girl. But I'm happy with my 2 boys. But I wanted a boy and a girl and a boy. That's what I always wanted. And I got a boy, and then my wife is like, we're done. We're done doing that. We're not having any more children. And to be honest, she's the one that does all the work too. So it's not really fair for me to depend. I think I've changed maybe 4 diapers in my life. No joke. I'm not even playing. I just can't do it. Don't like it. Do you still compete? No, I haven't. And actually, I haven't even been to the gym in a month. I do 100 push-ups a day right now, but I stopped competing. I think I did one during COVID, and then I hadn't competed at all. And then found out I got the diabetes diagnosis, so that changed my workout. And then about 6 months ago, I did something to my elbow. And so I can't really bench over 275 without severe pain in my arm. So I may compete with my son just because I want a 700-pound deadlift on the record books. I showed so I still have 2 state records in Florida. And Tennessee's open, so I could take it. But my son wants to do a powerlifting competition. So I may do deadlift to see if I can pull a 700. Because the last time I was in the gym, I was pulling 650, 655. So I would like to, but because I'm way stronger now. That's the beauty of testosterone. It's an amazing thing. But that untreated diabetes like wrecked my testosterone, which is why I was tired all the time and, not depressed, but lazy. Stream us for 100 push-ups. I thought about doing it, but I think it's corny. Do you know what I mean? I think it's corny. But typically what I do is I do 50 and then 25 and 25. So I do it quick. I was thinking about going up to 200 because I'm not even sore after doing them anymore. Do you still have the program that when we donate, it says our super chat? I have something similar, but you gotta, because I built it myself. So you gotta kind of do something funny to do it. So if you're talking about the one last night, yeah. So when you contribute to the stream or you buy one of the bundles, it opens a new window for you to complete your payment. Go back, like don't press the back button, but go back to the original tab that you clicked, and then you'll see the message link. And then once you submit a message in there, it'll display on the screen. So, but yeah, that's how it works there. But I do ask that if you are going to support the stream, try to do so via the link that I did put in the chat, just because I get 100% of it. I'm not splitting it with YouTube or Facebook or any of those. No, I'm not. It's not 5.1. It's 5. The last time I had it was 5.8, not 5.1. And yeah, I mean, that's when I look it up. The doctor said I'm still pre-diabetic. He said technically I'm still diabetic because I already had the diabetic diagnosis. But I'm like, I'm not even pre-diabetic levels. The pre-diabetic levels I think are 6.0. So mine is under pre-diabetic levels. It's on the high end. It's almost pre-diabetic, but it's not even diabetic anymore. So, and I did all that I did meds first. Meds didn't really do much except hurt my stomach pretty bad. And so I ended up going to a keto diet and taking myself off meds, and that worked. The National Guard was blocked by federal judges in going in, and ICE blocked from weapons of any weapons. That's not true. It's not true. ICE wasn't blocked from using any weapons. I don't know why people keep saying that. It's like you guys can't even read the fucking court documents. ICE was blocked from using non-lethal weapons on peaceful protesters. Newsflash, ICE wasn't they were already blocked from doing that. They weren't using non-lethal weapons on peaceful protesters. They're using non-lethal weapons on protesters that were not obeying laws, like not getting out of the roadway, not getting off federal property. So that's why a lot of people are like, this is a stupid injunction because it actually doesn't do anything, And I don't think National Guard was blocked at all. That would be the first, and I haven't heard anything about that at all. Because they haven't even been made active yet. And Trump's not the one sending in National Guard anyway. That's Waltz. Waltz is the one that activated the National Guard or put them on active standby. So they're not even under the federal jurisdiction. They're under state jurisdiction, and by the Democrats. They're not going to go out there. They're only going to be deployed if like shit goes super crazy. And I could tell you 100% by looking at these crowds right now, it's not going to happen. Not tonight. Someone said, exactly, nothing has changed, just a liberal judge trying to stir the pot. Yeah, the craziest thing is nobody nobody really knows that. They're celebrating the fact that the judge said ICE can't use non-lethal weaponry on peaceful protesters, ignoring the fact that they haven't been. You're not a peaceful protester if ICE gives you a lawful order to get off federal property and you don't disperse. You're no longer a peaceful protester. Does that make sense? It's so simple. You know, if a cop tells you to do something, it lawfully tells you to do something, and you don't do it, you don't obey the law, you're a criminal at that point. You're committing a crime because he's giving you a lawful order. You know? It's very simple. I don't know how these guys are getting out of the damn police cars. It's way too cold. It's 4 degrees there.
And ask me again what my question was. You said you took a couple minutes. Do you remember it or not?
You asked me about single park.
Right. Why did they pull up? You said you could find out later. But what are they? Why? Why are they called in also to separate?
Oh, I feel so safe when you're around, officer.
So who is ordering all of you guys to come here then? Who is ordering all of you guys to come
Keeping
here?
you safe. ICE.
Who is ordering all of you guys to, you don't even know my name. It doesn't matter. Who is ordering all of you guys to come here?
If I'm trying to have a conversation, I just want to know who I'm talking
Can you guys hear it?
I try to introduce myself.
Kill yourself, cunt.
I'm Lydia.
I'm sorry.
Are these hard questions to ask right now, sir? Like, respectfully, are these hard questions to ask, to answer?
What I'm telling you, right, I'm going to answer what I feel is appropriate to answer. Okay?
So it's not appropriate for the citizens to know why are you guys, like, splitting
I
us?
told you why, right? I told you why we were here. We're here to help keep
To
everyone
protect, to
safe.
keep the peace, but I didn't see no problem. Like, I saw no lack of peace over here before y'all pulled up.
It's obviously this conversation isn't going to go anywhere.
So the protesters are mad that the police are there. The police are there to keep the protesters away from ICE. So clearly the protesters aren't there about protesting ICE. They're there to try to start shit. That is very clear. And they're pissed that the sheriffs are there blocking the access to the ICE agents so they can't start shit. That is very clear by that conversation.
A simple question: who ordered you guys to be here? Who ordered you guys to be here?
That man right there.
Yes, I do, and I've asked you the same question. Who ordered you guys to be here? You and the St. Louis Park Police. Who ordered y'all to be here?
Who ordered you to be here?
If we're going to do that, I'm done.
Okay, but you have not
You
started
won't answer the question. You're afraid of a question. What kind of
I called this shit. I said they're going to turn on these cops. These cops are literally here to keep them from getting, pepper sprayed and all that shit by the federal law enforcement. It's so stupid. That sergeant was a nice guy. He was trying to answer the questions. He was being respectful. He tried to put out his hand to shake hands. He was a nice guy. So I think it's great that they're out there, to be honest with you. I think it's exceptional that they're out there. Because it's going to keep tonight really mellow. Somebody said you can't log in. I don't know what you mean. Can't you just remove me and I'll join again? Maybe. I don't know if I built that technology into this thing. Let me see. Members. Oh man, I don't have a way to sort through these names. I have 200 plus people on this page. That's not you. That's not you. That's not you. Kathy, when you're trying to log in, is it saying you already have an account? Because your name's not on this list. Your name's not on the list here, so it doesn't show. It doesn't look like you do have an account. But I'll even log into the backend database system, but I don't think you do. Let me see here. Users. And then I'll search by your email, which I will not say aloud. Hold on. I see it. All right, Kathy, go ahead and create a new account. I just deleted your thing. All right, there you go. It's been good 5 years. Yes. Yeah. So we're watching these protests. We've got a bunch of different angles for the stupid stuff. This is Mercado's feed, which I'm not. Actually, I'm turning that one off because we'll watch him on Twitter because I have the overlay when I do want to put his feed on, which is not much. And then this is. Are they talking to the officer again, or is this old?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So where were you guys to protect us from them?
What was I?
Yes.
Me.
All of you.
Well, I can only speak.
Because you're all here together as collective, right?
I can only speak for me.
Okay, where were you then?
What was I?
Yeah.
I was at work, at my desk job, that I work Monday through Friday. Okay, that's where I was. Okay, I signed up to be here tonight to make sure that I can engage with you folks and try to keep everybody safe. Right? Hold on. You asked the question. I'm just answering it. Right? I don't have to be here tonight. Okay, I'm here voluntarily being here. Okay, I voluntarily came here. Okay, I could be. Hold on. You asked the question. I'm just answering it. Right? I could be at home with my kids in my bed.
We can all
right?
be at home.
Exactly.
We all could be at home. Nobody
that,
wants
but
to be
you
out
asked
here cold.
You asked the question. I'm just answering it. You can't fault me for answering your question.
But I'm saying you're not answering. This is what I'm saying. If you are out
were
here
asked
to
about
protect
yesterday.
us, okay, forget about yesterday. Today,
But you asked about
today,
yesterday. Okay.
you're saying you're here to protect us, right?
I'm here to
Why
keep
are
you
you
guys
not on the sidewalk? Why are you not on the sidewalk with us?
Why am I not?
Yeah,
Because- Because my car is right here.
But you're saying you're here for other people. You're not.
What I said was, well, how you gonna get mad at me?
I'm not. I'm
How you
having
get
a
frustrated?
conversation.
People are stupid, dude.
You're not answering the question. We're going back in circles.
All I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying, okay? Is that
You're the police officer, right? Right? You have to have an order to be at certain places. What's your order to be here?
I
What was the
volunteered.
order that was given to you?
Listen, I voluntarily showed up here.
You can volunteer and be on this side.
I'm here, okay? This is
You
where
can
I'm at.
voluntarily go home
Okay.
because you're not doing shit.
Right.
You know, pack it up.
Now, so you, right, and all of you, right?
Eric, thank you for that
what I'm saying
$25, bro.
Is that
You
my
the
hope
you the man.
is that
I think that's the first
that
one
our
today.
cars are here.
I
Our
appreciate
cars are
you,
this
Eric.
road, right? My hope is
First
that
one
as long
during
as
this
you guys
stream.
remain on that
Maybe.
side of our cars, that they won't come out.
Hope is not enough.
Okay?
Hope is not enough.
Well, that's the best I could do for
Hope is
right
not
now.
enough.
Okay?
Do something. You're a fucking officer.
Oh, all right.
What
Well,
are you doing?
okay.
No, you don't.
That's it then. Forget it then.
They
right?
do
Yeah,
have
yeah, I'm
47
trying to-
days of
I'm
training.
trying to be reasonable.
We
Right?
are.
How many other people have come and talked to you? How many other people? Answer that question for me. No, not you, ma'am. Not you. You.
Yes.
Answer the question. How many other people came and had a reasonable conversation with you?
No one, and that's why we're talking
Okay,
to you as
so
a...
give me some credit.
I'm giving you some.
Thank
I'm not
you.
cussing at you, am I?
Thank
I'm
you.
not calling you any company.
Thank you.
All I'm saying is you're an officer. You're supposed to be protecting us. When we
And I'm
feel,
here.
When we feel like we're unsafe, we're supposed to come to you and feel
And
like
you
we'll
did.
be able
She
to
came to
rely
my
on you.
window. Who came to my window?
did.
You came to my window, right? I got out of my car. I came over here and I had a conversation.
Which we
You
appreciate
appreciate
that.
that. What is the
We're
conversation?
not saying
People are dying. What are you doing? People are dying. They're perfect.
So you know what's going on, right? Is they are mad that the sheriffs are there to stop ICE from coming out of the building when they cross the threshold. That's why they're mad, because they're not going to get all their clips that they could share on CNN. This may be the most effective way to end this whole thing. To be completely honest with you, this may be the most effective way to end this whole thing. They block the cars bumper to bumper. You can't get over them unless you climb on the vehicles. And they are very simply put saying, we're not here. We're here for you. We're here for you. We're here to protect you. And she's mad because now they can't get attacked by ICE by their definition.
It's almost like, is almost worse than not engaging.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, thank you.
Because I've asked 2 questions and your things is
point,
the only thing he
thank
says
you.
I'm not answering.
And I'm going to get back in my car, okay?
Yeah.
All I ask is for you guys to back away from my car.
And I just asked a
little
simple
bit,
question.
Okay? That's it.
And I just got here, so I didn't hear you say that.
Alright.
I will back
You don't
away,
have
but
to
I just
be
asked
here.
you a
That's
question.
Do you know Bucks County
asked
Sheriff?
you a question.
They just cut ties
Does
with ICE.
Bambino wear
Guys,
diapers?
you think you work for a sheriff's department that doesn't work with ICE,
He
right?
just goes in
You know there's a
circles.
lot of them, right?
It's so stupid because they don't understand that they're there to keep the groups separate. That's the whole reason they're there. It really makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Strategically, it was a very wise decision to have them all come up and do that and park the way they are, bumper to bumper, because it prevents the protesters from crossing onto federal property, which then prevents ICE from having to come out to get them off of federal property. It's very smart. It's very smart. But clearly, these people are stupid as shit. As shit. I hope it stays mellow like this all night long. I'll be honest with you. Oh, look, they're doing their weird inbred mating dance now. They do this often. Yeah, so that's their weird mating dance. It's usually how they get their blood circulating, so the meth starts circulating again when it's super cold, and then they get all amped up. This is a very common occurrence. We see this at every single protest across America. They all do the same thing. I call it their meth head mating dance. It's quite a sight to see, you know, quite a sight to see. The National Guard is not there. You guys want to support the stream? The link is in the chat right there. I do encourage you to do it. This feed is the Black Conservative Preachers feed, or also known as the BC Preacher on YouTube. And then this one is IRT Media. And then this one is, this is a grab. Yeah. And then this one is actually someone that's ripping off Mercado's feed. So I won't show this one because I could show Mercado's feed right here. And then I just got to make sure it's showing his overlay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here's Mercado's feed. Nope, that's not it either. Where's his feed? Did he end it? Hold on, damn it. Did he ruin it? There it is. Yeah, and I got to make sure his overlay is displayed on the screen because he gets really mad if you don't use his overlay. Threatens to copyright strike you, which doesn't matter anyway because it never works for me because I've been doing this forever. But there's his overlay, and this is another dumb stream. That's the easiest way to put it. But no, I haven't been going all day. No, I ended for like 3 hours. And then I started again because I'll be honest, I saw an older video and I thought it was current. So I thought it was current and I was like, oh crap, it's going off again. And then I started and it's pretty mellow. So maybe tonight will be a slow night. Seems like people have tightened their belts for the night too. I got more views than I did earlier, but people are not supporting the stream as much. So in all reality, I don't have as much incentive to stay live for a very long time. You know how it is. Oh, they're so stupid. They're so stupid. I don't like. Let me see. Here's BCP's feeds. Let me put this back up. I like him more. I don't even like sharing Mercado's stream at all. I don't. He's just a lefty terrorist guy. You know, if you ask me. I just don't like him. Catherine with the $10. Thank you. That was Venmo. And Eric sent 25. I think I already called that out. Thank you. Appreciate ya. Portland Andy has a feed. Yeah, but he's a restreamer too, like me. Good dude. I usually will like raid him or tell you guys to go over to him when I do end my live feed. And Portland Andy will be live for a long time too. So you guys could chill here if you want for a little bit. And then once I do end my live stream, depending on when it is, you can go over and watch him, you know? I have to go find something real quick, Brett. My Zins, they're not in here. So I'll be right back. Never mind, they're in my pocket. I swear I checked my pockets a minute ago. They weren't in there.
You need a coffee! I brought you a coffee! You need me to read it for you! If you skip this lady, you're training! It's over there, Roy! Remember those?
BCP must be cold as shit right there.
Fuck you, Nazis!
What's going on? Oh, there.
Gotta get to the cameraman.
Where are you
Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh.
Dog's mad at you!
There's always one loud enough for sure. I just wanted to support BCP's feed and I didn't want you guys seeing my credit card number. So, sorry. Or debit card number. I told them to buy some hot chocolate. See, so I just paid BCP everything I made tonight. Just but it's cold. I'm really surprised. It's cold as shit. So.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, cold.
Hot chocolate, thanks for the feed.
Fox not known for checking the truth. They are just trying to stir things up. I'll be honest, it's been a nice break. I haven't listened to the news all day. If you guys want to support the stream so I can support some other people, please consider donating right there. Links in the chat. I do it. I spread the wealth, guys. I spread the wealth. I just sent BCP $50 and said thank you for the stream. And it's kind of nice because all his chat is all thanking me. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel good about myself. It's cold, man. I wouldn't be able to do that. I think it's freezing. At least you don't have to worry about his cameras like freezing because of heat. Watching the football game.
Go hot, go hot.
I don't think anybody's been chatting on that. Not a lot of people use the live chat.
You already proved that community is
Right, like the
It feels like being in Victor.
Let's see if the chat's working.
Anyone, stay at home
Steve
right now.
never shut
Who
shit
cares
off,
about your
never.
work?
No, I always
Figure
do.
out the shit and get your asses down here. I'm sick of fucking screaming my neighbor's name.
It's better that they're here than chasing around the ice agents through the city. So the line of sheriffs is working exceptionally well. And that's why they're mad at the sheriffs, because they're keeping them from...
Your light's not even bright, pussy! Fuck your light!
See, like, he should just back up. That federal officer should just
Our
back
light's
up.
better! Our light's better! Our light's better!
Is BCP on Facebook or just YouTube? I'm not sure if he's streaming on Facebook. I know he's on YouTube right now. See, I don't know why the feds are doing that. There's no reason to. You're just taunting them. Like, just back up. Just stay back there and just be quiet. There's no reason to do that. It's almost like you're taunting them. Unless they see a threat.
They're not even bright! Fuck you!
You know, unless they see a threat. Maybe there's a threat and they're trying to elevate it for like a drone up in the air or something. But I don't know. Like, here's the thing, guys. If we really don't want to see the riots, we can't cheer on when one side does something stupid, right? I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Someone said Steve has a lot of money. I know I tipped much in 2020 to 2023. I do not have a lot of money. Not anymore. Because like all this stuff, all the crazy stuff we were doing, the live streaming backpacks and all the fancy software we had and the coffee. Yeah, that's where all that money went. You know, that's where all the money went. Why do you think I took a regular job after a while? Granted, I got paid really well, but yeah, I'm not a rich man. So, but in all reality, yet between yesterday and today, I can relax a little bit, and I'm gonna try to get my office set up and work on some of the other projects this week, and then go from there. So hopefully things will materialize a little bit. It looks like ICE is on their way out. They're going to get somebody. Be safe, boys and girls. So bought a house. Yeah, with a fucking loan. With a loan. My mortgage is $1,700 a month. The videos are too loud or you're too low. You just have to keep adjusting. I'm sorry. I know. But and we bought a previously HUD owned home that we had to do a shit ton of work on. So maybe I'm just better at managing money than you are right now. And I'm not very good at managing money, to be honest with you. I am now. I'm a lot better at it now. I learned from my mistakes. But yeah, so this is a live protest. How many people can pay cash for a home? I don't know. I think that's what he was insinuating, that I made so much that I paid cash for my house. I would have a much better house. I would have an office. I'm sitting in my bedroom. I can't really turn the camera, but the bed's right there. That's why my wife is reading a book on the couch in there. She'd much rather be in bed. She can't because I'm in here live streaming. So, yeah. You know, but that's the economy as it is right now. That's the bad part. Like, we sold our last house and our mortgage was way cheaper and a much better interest rate. So someone said, Steve, can't you do stuff perfect? Nah, apparently not. Not enough for Bernie, whatever his fucking name is. No, but I'm guessing that he's a troll. So if you want to support my stream to piss off the trolls, please go ahead and do that. You know, with the interest rates too high, never do a loan, put money into savings, it will grow. You have to, you can't rent. There's no house. Like, I had corporate housing. So when we sold our house and moved down here, I had corporate housing for my job. And then I wanted to get out from the thumb, right? Because I could tell they were kind of using it against me. Not really at all, actually. I take that back. But I wanted to make more money, and I didn't want that to be a financial burden on them to not get more money. So we ended up finding this house and bought it, and then I had to spend like multiple thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to make it livable, because it was a HUD-owned home that was like abandoned, so it wasn't livable. Thank you for that 20 bomber, Jeff. Thank you. Jeff, are you the one that tried to place the... Let me see. I think it was a Jeff, wasn't it? No, James. James from Arkansas. If you're still watching, I saw you placed an order for the bundle, but I didn't get the payment for it. So I think you forgot to do the payment. So you could just send a Venmo or something so that way I can catch it. But I didn't get, or you tried it twice. So maybe you did it earlier. Okay, I see it earlier. So maybe you did do the payment earlier. I wasn't referencing that. Unless you wanted 2 bundles. I don't know, because you submitted the form twice. What happened to the travel trailer? The travel trailer we sold, and then we got rid of the travel trailer, and then I bought a motorhome, and I had that. That's where I did a lot of the rallies and the People's Convoy and all that. And then I got rid of the motorhome because we just weren't using it anymore. I wasn't doing live streaming. But renting is a waste of money. You better buy. He bought a new truck last Z. You talking about my truck that I have a loan on? Like, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, my truck I have a fucking loan on it. I have a loan on the 2 trailers I own too. I have a loan on every single fucking thing I own right now. I don't know why this guy's acting like I'm a fucking rich guy. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. Someone said, why talk so much? I don't know. Why are you typing so much? But we just refinanced. We can't refinance yet. So, well, we probably could. There's no point in doing it, though. Debbie said, we sold our house in overpriced Colorado, paid cash for our house in Kentucky, and we now have a little farm on a beautiful piece of property. Yeah, there's I have someone in my extended family that did the same thing. They sold their house where they used to live, and they bought not a small house. They bought a relatively large house in Kentucky on 11 acres, and got chickens and farm animals and all sorts of stuff. You've never cussed like this before. I cuss every day. I should work on it and try not to do it. Today I'm just having fun. I'm not this isn't like a typical show. We're just watching the protests. That's what we're doing. If it's not your cup of tea, like if you're here to troll, or if I'm cursing too much, just come back and watch during the week. That's more of a more organized show. Right now I'm just reading the chat and chilling with you guys. Remember when you bought the RV? It was a cool truck. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, we took some trips in it. And to be honest, when our furnace exploded, it was super nice to have that. Because we just were in our driveway for a week. And then when it was too cold, we actually just drove to Florida for Christmas because our furnace exploded and put soot all over our house. Thoughts in Iran? Yeah. I don't have very good thoughts on Iran because part of me wants Trump to adhere to his red line threat, which they've crossed. And that's only for the simplicity of, I don't want CNN or any of this opposition media to do what they're doing now and saying that Trump isn't honoring his red lines, which is what they're doing. And I don't like it. And then the other part of me wants us to stay out of it. It's none of our damn business. Spend the money here. Spend the money on our citizens, Someone said, stay away from Louisville. Yeah, I go to Louisville a couple of times a month for cars, delivering cars up there, or Bowling Green. I go a couple of times a month. So we have a couple of dealers up there that we work for. Steve has the worst luck with homes. Didn't one flood with backup sewage? No. Nope, not mine. No, we had the rental in Virginia when we moved from Florida to Virginia. That rental, the furnace exploded while we were away. We weren't there when it did it. Oh, no. The furnace died, so we went and stayed in a hotel or an Airbnb. That's what it was. The furnace died. We went to an Airbnb. No. The furnace died. They couldn't get anyone to fix it because it was like the day before Christmas. So we stayed in our RV for a night. It was too damn cold. So we drove down to Florida. They fixed it while we were gone. We came back and my son was playing with Legos and he was covered in soot. And then we realized there was soot over everything we owned in that house. And so we couldn't live in the house. So we got an Airbnb for a week and lived in that. And then waited for professional cleaners to come, but the landlord never got the cleaners. And so we gave in, and actually I went there and deep cleaned the entire house, and my wife and I went there and did it again. And then they hired some like bullshit cleaner who came and just like dusted. And yeah, we lost a lot of our stuff that day or that during that time. And then we bought our house in Virginia, another house in Virginia, and lived there. And that was a fixer-upper. We had to put some money into it. And then we lived there until I took the job down here, and I moved down here, and then sold that house, and then found this one. And yeah, I mean, I love this house. It's big enough for us. I mean, it's a small house, but it's big enough for us with just the four of us. And it's a relatively good neighborhood, you know, unless you go a couple of blocks away where we have like 2 blocks that way, we had a police involved shooting. 4 blocks that way, we had a police involved shooting. Like there's like 6 blocks that way, there was like a double murder during a burglary. But the flooded garage was the Woodstock house. That's the one that always flooded. That's the same one where the furnace blew up. But we knew that was going to happen just because the way it went down. There's nothing we could do. But so we couldn't use the basement, if that's what you're talking about, which kind of sucked. Because we couldn't use the basement because the basement flooded. But all in all, that was a nice house. I had a lot of property. It was secluded. I had the privacy that I wanted. So it was a nice house. It's going to be FAAFO. I don't know what that stands for. I don't think so. I think right now it's unless these sheriffs leave, which I don't think they're going to. If the sheriffs leave, were some of those federal agents though? Or were they all sheriffs? Looked like the 2 smaller people were federal. But yeah. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, the soot was a-blowing and even covered a mouse. That's a good one. But yeah, we like Tennessee. I like Tennessee here. My wife likes it. She likes her school that she works at. My kids like their school. Football, high school football is really big here. So my son is happy. He's playing on the high school team and loving it. So it's a good place. And it's the like logistics headquarters. So because I'm in the freight business, it's a perfect place for me to live because there's so much work. If I wanted to go work for another company, I could do it. I could literally get hired tomorrow. I just had a meeting yesterday with a company, but I think I'm going to try to work out a partnership deal with them instead of an employee type arrangement. But someone said, I'm in the Midwest on 24 acres. Love it. Yeah. Someday I would love to do that. Like my brother, one of my brothers has a really nice house. He's got some acreage. It's a big house. Where it lives isn't super expensive. And it's nice. You know, it's nice. I do want to shout out to Kathy because Bernie's going to get really mad right now. But Kathy just did $50 via Venmo. It said, good to see you. Thank you, Kathy. How about that, Bernie? Maybe I can go buy a new house with that $50, you dumb fuck. said, wow, partnership, big house. Dude, my house is like 1,200 square feet. Like, I'm not even joking. I'll look up what square footage my house is. It's not large at all. It's 1,261 square feet. And I'll tell you, here's a little secret too. Okay. This is how much you're going to love this. This room, our bedroom, is a converted carport. And that counts as a square footage too. Yeah. Bernie said, I'm retired, sir, 61 vet. Thank you for your service. But you're kind of being a dick in the chat. And I'm not quite sure why. So, and you are kind of getting on my nerves. So either just chill or go watch the lefty stream, because I think that's where you align with a little bit, it seems. But thank you for your service. But mellow out in my chat. You're starting to get on my nerves. Steve says out loud what we think. Sometimes. Also want to give a shout out to Randy. He did $20 for Antifa Tears for last night. Already timed him out once. Yeah. That's all right. I'm watching it. It's just fucking annoying. I don't know why people have to be babies. Oh, sheriffs are coming out here. Why are they coming out? Let's turn on the sound. Where are the sheriffs going? Oh, they lit a fire in the back, I bet. Maybe? What are they doing? Yeah, someone lit a fire back there, maybe? I don't know what they're doing. So that one is county property and one is federal property, it seems. I guess there are no fire pits. I wonder what building that was. Yeah, it must be a county building, right? Because they just walked in there. Maybe they have to use the restroom.
Anyone need a chocolate chip cookie?
I don't want a chocolate chip cookie. I don't eat cookies anymore. It's Gina Marie said, wait, how the hell are they going to the bathroom? There's no porta potties out there. Ew. Bernie's home said, I'm nervous to say anything. You're just being a dick, dude. You know that. You know you are. You're trying to insinuate I bought trucks for cash and bought houses for cash, none of which is true. It's really annoying. It's really annoying, dude. But is that a Love's Coming t-shirt? LOL. I've been there once. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a Love's t-shirt. And the only thing I don't like is the collar goes way up on my neck. That's the only thing I don't like. I like regular t-shirts, but it's really thick, which is nice. So, but yeah, it's I did buy it at Love's because I have a Cummins. So, and I got the 6.7, a 2024 6.7 liter Dodge Ram 2500 with the Cummins diesel with 98,000 miles on it. And I bought it in May, brand new. So that's why I'm tired of driving. I just got to be done driving. I've driven too much. Wake up, America. Check out my post. This is important. Yeah, but you gotta like send me a message or something. I'm not gonna be able to find it, dude. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Send me a message on X. Because I don't know what you're asking. And I'm double checking to see if I have a message request from you just in case, but I doubt it. If you have any other streams that are worth watching too, that's where you do it. Send it on X. Just search Steve Oatley on X and you'll find it. Where is AOC collecting all the yellow snow? It's proof the sun is melting. Can I please turn the volume on? Sure, for a little bit. As long as there's no music. Yeah, they got music playing and you can't really hear anything anyway. So I'm not interested. This feed that I'm watching is BCP. It's if you search the BC Preacher on YouTube, you can go and watch him. Just give a yeet if you go in the chat. But in all reality, this is the way I do it. I kind of watch the streams. If something does pop off, I'll unmute it. Or if there's something that we'll be able to hear, I'll do it. But if they're playing music and all sorts of loud, obnoxious noises, I don't want to listen to it. It doesn't interest me at all. So, and because of copyright too. That's what they did yesterday. So my video yesterday was copywritten because they were playing some stupid liberal bullshit song in the background. So, and only on, it's weird. It didn't get it on YouTube, only on Facebook, which I thought was weird. From Budge Fudge Ford. I have an F-250 right now as well that I went to return to Enterprise because it's a lease truck. And I went to return it today, but then I climbed in and the driver that quit on me didn't tell me that he cracked my windshield. So I didn't return the truck because I want to do it in person instead of dropping it off so I can try to negotiate with them on the windshield that's now cracked. That was kind of one of the determining things today because I was going to bring it home and de-letter it and get ready to turn it in. And I don't know. I may just end the asset base side. It's such a liability. Like when shit goes wrong, I lose so much money. That's fine. When I asked her talking to the police officer, I had her playing. That was the guy that was just there. BCP ended his live feed. IRT media. It looks like a lot of people may be leaving because they know they're not going to be able to do anything because the law enforcement is out there. Because the sheriffs are out there. So I wonder if this guy's leaving too. Kind of looks like it, huh? Or is that BCP? That would, oh, I bet it is. I bet it is. BG on the scene. Yeah, I did see that. So let me go to his. I didn't even realize he follows me on X. Yeah, so I think they're leaving because it's just mellow. All right, so now I got to take off my Twitter overlay because this does not belong to Mercado. This one is BG on the scene or Brendan Gutenschwager. I think I said it correctly. And he's on Twitch.
Called it sick, but instead you blinked the boots.
Fuck you. Fuck 12. Fuck you.
Hey, you got a new favorite flavor?
Fuck 12.
Premium boot leather here.
These little anorexic looking kids. So sad, dude. So sad. The dog just beat me to the couch. It's warmer in the den. Yeah. All right. If you want to support the stream, the link to do it is in the chat. If you want to contribute, please do. How many times will it notify? Does it notify 3 times if you go live or only twice? I wonder how many times. I don't even know. I'm assuming people got notifications when I went live today because my numbers went up so high so quick. Trump needs to call the Insurrection Act. I would say yes based on today's activities. Not based on this. I would love to shake the hand of whatever commanding officer at Hennepin came up with the idea just to park there. Their presence there, as long as they stay there all night, their presence will keep this an actual peaceful protest. You know? Give all you can for what, sir? What are you talking about, dude? You know what? I don't like you. You're gone. You're just fucking annoying. On YouTube, you got notifications twice. That's good. Because part of me, I was thinking about ending the live stream and then just kind of watching. And if something does happen, pop on live again. Yeah, just make sure you hit all the notifications. Because I'll be honest, this is boring as fuck. This is boring as hell. It didn't tell me you were live right now. I happened to look to see if you were. Yeah, I went live earlier. I did tell you guys between 8 and 9, but for some reason I saw an old video and I thought it was current. And so I went live like 2 hours ago. Yeah, almost 2 hours ago now. But I was wrong. And so we've all been chatting it up. There was a lot of lefties on here, and then there was a few, and then there wasn't. And then you got one guy that's pretending he's not a lefty, but he certainly seemed to be a lefty, and just criticizing the fact that, you know, monetizing the stream. Some said conservatives still can't protest or come out. Not much has changed since 2020. If you're referencing the thing earlier today, I don't know if I would want to quantify them as conservatives. You know, I don't think they are. You can maybe say Republicans, you know, but I don't think conservatives. Not based on my definition of conservatism. The Exploding Kitten 9766 said, LOL. I remember when you played CSGO from time to time. I know. I like that too. I haven't played any video games in a long time. I don't have any time. Now I'm going to have some time. I'm going to relax a little bit. Because once I left the last job, I've just been working nonstop ever since. Like I said, I bought my truck in May, brand new, with 0 miles on it. I think it had 2 miles on it. I've got 98,000 miles on it now. So I think it's time for me to mellow out a little bit. And I've been very fortunate with my truck. It does need brakes now, but I've been very fortunate with that damn thing. So, Pissed Off Nurse said, I was live earlier on Getter and plugged you, Steven. Yeah, I saw your Venmo and I appreciate that. I don't click the links. Well, I can't click the links in Venmo on my phone, and then I'm locked. I don't remember what my password is. So, okay, Fox said conservatives. I really don't know who they are. One was Jake Lamb or Jake something. He was one of the January 6th protesters, and he was out there protesting Islam. And I just don't. I don't like the premise of that. I just don't. I think it's stupid. And it's just the only reason you do it is to just rile up everybody. My kids are getting big. One of them's right outside here because he's got his friend over there playing in the garage. So our garage is like a game room. It's got dartboards and pool table. Like we got it for Christmas. It's one of those like 12-in-1. So you could play pool, foosball, all that stuff all in one. I thought it would be bigger, but it's actually small. Password is I love Arex. Steve, do you remember the protesters girl in Illinois that stood up to Antifa during the Summer of Love? I think you interviewed her too. She was jumped today by someone who organized Illinois protests. Oh, really? Was she the one that was hit, like punched? Yeah, it wasn't protesters. Wasn't she punched? Oh, what the fuck is going on? I think they just brought that kid in, so the dogs are all going nuts. Hey! All right, hold on 1 second. Here, I'll turn on the sound. And then I'll disappear myself.
Oh!
No, stay. Sorry, my son's friend came in the house and the dog started going nuts over it. So I've got two of them in the house in the room with me, but someone said I may not like what Jake has to say, but everyone has the right to free speech. Yes. That's and I agree with that too. But I don't yeah, I mean no matter what someone says, they don't deserve. Can you shut the fuck up, please, dogs? Stop, dude. I know they're just being protective, but it's just annoying. I know. What I was thinking about doing is ending my live stream and just kind of monitoring it. And if things did start going crazy, but I'll be honest, watching the crowd right now, I don't think it's going to get too crazy. And unless those sheriffs leave, if those sheriffs leave, yeah, because everyone is bottled up. But if they don't leave, I don't think it's going to get too crazy tonight. You know. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm trying to see. So, Steve, we called the Portland Riots the Summer of Love. What do you call this? I call this retards. Like, and it's a weird word, bad word, but that's what I call it. I think this is just retarded. R. Brooks said, any plan on hiring any more drivers, haulers? Actually, no. I may end up closing the asset base side. Because here's the thing. Like, Thursday, I had the driver quit. And he started. Stop. You guys fucking stop. Oh, this one peed all over the floor. Fucking asshole. But no. But what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. No, so like Thursday, the 2-car trailer that lost its running lights, and when I went to rewire it, I realized that the whole like control module burnt out. So I called the rental company. I'm like, you guys got to fix this, dude. And so they came and picked up the trailer yesterday. The driver quit on Thursday. He started on Monday. I was paying him $800, $800 a week just to drive Monday through Friday. He asked for a raise Monday night, and I actually gave it to him, which I probably shouldn't have. But I did because he was a good driver. He could back up and all that stuff. He was he knew what he was doing. So I was happy with him. But then on Thursday he said he needed more money as well. and so I said, that's not happening, you know? And so then he said he'll stay on, and I said, no, it's okay. Cause I just don't like that. And so Thursday was his last day, you know, but I'm kind of a no bullshit kind of guy. I was paying him really well for a non-CDL driving position. And yeah, there's just no more money in it. So between those two things, then Friday I had to recover, and I had to drive to Huntsville twice because I could only do one car at a time. So I kind of lost my ass on that. And then, yeah. And then today I was going to return the truck, and so I had a broken windshield. So now I'm going to have to pay for that as well. And it just makes it so any profit for this week is gone. I'll probably be in the red after this week when I total everything up tomorrow. Well, maybe not, because I include the revenue from these streams as part of that company. So who knows? But to answer your question, no, I don't think so. I may actually close my asset base side down. It's just very expensive. Plus my truck is getting up there in mileage, and I don't want it to break while it's under load. You know, so I'm being pragmatic about it. And I have other business ventures that I can start actively running. I just needed the time. But yeah, I think things are mellowing out right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chill for a little bit, I'm gonna watch it. If things do pop off, I will come back and I will come back live. But if they stay mellow like this, I'll most likely just do a show tomorrow from the new office. Comprehensive covers windshield. Does it for commercial policies? I don't know. Does it for commercial policies? If it does for commercial policies, I'm good. I just don't know. You know? But Steve, I have a fairly new truck and can purchase whatever trailer works best. Looking to go work. Very mechanic knows car as well. Yeah, but again, it's just insurance is fucking expensive. Can you please stop, dude? Stop. The dogs are being protective of my wife and kids. That's why they saw some big football player kid come in here. He's another offensive line. He's a big kid. He's like my size. So, but yeah, I got a bunch of little projects, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chill out. I'll watch it, see if stuff does get a little hairy. If it does, I'll go live again. Otherwise, tomorrow I'll do a show from the office. Once I get everything all set up there, that's my plan for tomorrow. And I'll do a show from there. And then, we'll slowly but surely get this thing a ticking again and start creating some content and some shorter content and all sorts of stuff. And we'll get going. I appreciate everyone who has supported the stream over the past 2 days, yesterday and today. I appreciate you guys. If you didn't yet because you're waiting for the stream to end, or you're waiting to send like Antifa tears or something like that, go ahead and do it now and support the stream. And like I said, I'll jump back on if things do pop off again. I'm sincerely hoping they don't. I'm hoping they don't. Do I have a Discord for notifications too? I don't even remember what my Discord was. We had a big Discord group. I just don't remember it. But maybe I'll try to renew that, or just go to steveoatley.com and we have a forum in there and you can use that. Eventually I'll build notifications, but I'll be watching. I'll know if something pops up because I'll be watching. I got to clean up. The dog went to the bathroom on the floor right there. So I got to clean that up. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of tired. Someone said, the Exploding Kitten said, you got to look into making a Discord server for some of us. We have a Discord server. I think it's PT News or something. Godride knows it. He's a mod on there. And there's a lot of people. I think there's like 5,000 members on it. It's a pretty big one. I don't know if people still use it, but I'll try to figure that one out so we can access that again. And go from there. I appreciate all you guys. We'll see you later if something does pop off. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye. Or if these sheriffs leave. If the sheriffs leave, it'll go. And then I'll be live. All right. Bye.